Oh my goodness. The house did not sell. This is an emotional roller coaster, guys. We're going to talk to you about what happens if your property didn't sell. What are the strategies that you can use to get you sold?
I'm the ringleader, so listen up.
So it happens, Lise. It happens. I was talking to a client the other day. She said, I don't understand how you've got the stomach for this. This is so stressful, so difficult. There were buyers. I hear the same from sellers. It's part of an agent's work is just a strong, like not just strategy, but a good gut, like a strong gut for when it gets tough.
Yeah, definitely. We've got some of our really, really good friends selling at the moment. And it's been an emotional roller coaster that we've been trying to coach them through. And, and I must say, every single day that we speak, they're like, how do you do this all day, every day? And it's not just with one property, it's with multiple properties. And so,
Yes.
this is really what divides, though, the boys from the men, guys. An agent that is going to have the strategy for you if the property sells quickly, if the
Yeah.
property doesn't sell at auction, if the property has been on the market for too long, like this is where you really, really do require the experience of a great agent that is going to come to you and say, don't worry, it's going to be okay. I have a plan for you,
Yep. And then if
right?
that plan
As
doesn't work,
opposed,
what's the next plan? If that plan doesn't work, what's the plan behind that plan? So it's just a total all-round solution to getting a sale. So
but
I love that saying, operation was a success, but patient died on the table. This is where the operation has to be a success and the patient lives on the table. And sometimes it's operation after operation after operation, open heart surgery on a property sale.
But also, Mark, I think it's important to understand, when things go wrong on a campaign or when things go wrong and a vendor doesn't get the sort of money that they were hoping to achieve, that we're not standing in the way of great money for a vendor. We are here to report to a vendor, and we are here to get the most amount of money out of the market for a vendor. But I think, what we are not are magicians. We're not magicians. If you were looking for $5 million on your property, but the market was telling us otherwise, like, in all honesty, a vendor does have two options if the money isn't where it needs to be for the vendor. And the two options are meet the market or hold your property and wait for the market to come up. That they are the two options. But let's just talk about a scenario. I'm going to pick up a real life scenario at the moment. A great campaign on a property, beautiful property. Great campaign on a property. Lots and lots of buyers have come through the property. It's been extremely active. I often find that real estate agents speak in a language that no one else understands except the real estate industry. So a real estate agent reports to the vendor and goes, okay, so we had, we had 10 groups come through the property today.
What's groups mean?
What does that mean? And a vendor's going, well, hang on, sorry, is that good or bad? I'm always reporting to my vendors and saying, this is what the other open homes look like today throughout the office. So at least they've got a bit of a gauge. Was that good?
Yep.
Was that bad?
Yep.
Right? So activity on this property, we're talking about a property that is currently on the market. So activity's been great. Buy numbers have been really great. There has been definitely buyer feedback with respect to where the buyers feel the property sits in the market, but there's been a disparity of about $1 million between where the market feedback is coming in, right? And what is market feedback? Market feedback is the feedback that the buyers are giving to us when they're walking through the property, whether they want to buy the property or not. You've got buyers that have got their list of 10 properties on a Saturday, and they're
Yeah.
going in and out of all the, we're not, they're going in and out of all of the properties. and they're saying, well, compared to these other properties, this is where I feel this property sits in the market. That's the market feedback.
Well,
So there's
people
been
are
a disparity of $1 million, Mark, between where the vendor wants the money, where the vendor sees value in their property, what they think it's worth, and what the market feels it's worth. We'll come back to it. What have you got? What was your thing?
And people understand analogies really well. And I always say people are voting with their money. They can vote with their money to do whatever they like when it comes to buying a property. They will vote with their money. So you've got to listen to the votes. You may not like the vote count, but that's people voting with their money. And I also liken the analogy to fishing. And it's finding buyers out there is like fishing. And, when you have a net out in the water, if you throw the net in the water and pull it back in within 5 seconds, probably not a good fish. But if you leave that net in the water for days and days and days, the big fish comes, goes inside the net, and swims back out before you pull it in. There's an optimal time to pull in that net to catch the big fish. We call it an auction period of maybe 3 weeks, say. But, at least something that I think probably the biggest strategy we can give sellers today, which is an absolute gold in our industry, is the 3 Ps. Can you explain that?
Yeah, so and I want to just get back to the case study that I'm talking about as well, Mark. But the
Yep.
3 Ps are the price, the
Yes.
product, and the
Yes.
promotion. So when things aren't moving along as we would like, that's the Bible. And we go, okay, what's going on? Is it the price? What is the market telling us that that property is worth? What is the market telling us? We're taking that collectively, that feedback, and we're reporting that to the vendor, right? So the
Yes.
price. What is the product? What does the property look like? And is there anything that we can change? So, sometimes buyers are walking in and they're going, I don't like the main road. Okay, well, there's nothing we can do to change that.
Uh,
And actually, that's a great conversation for another segment, Mark, buying properties in main road locations. I'm a big fan of it. But, the promotion, a buyer's walking in going, it feels dark. Can we change lighting? I've just done that in a property and it's made the world of difference and it's
yeah.
stopped all of that feedback. So the actual product itself. And then there's the promotion, the marketing. So having a good look at those photos, making sure that the marketing's doing what it should, and that is generating inquiries and getting people through the door.
Yep.
Right. So the 3 Ps, price, product, promotion. But Mark, I just want to go back. I want to finish this case study, right? So
Yeah.
all the buyers came through the property. We've been receiving consistent market feedback on price. The vendor's going, that's great though, but I want X, right? They're looking for $1 million more. They're looking for $1 million more. They're going, but that property over there sold for this. That property there sold for this. I'm definitely worth that. And we're going, that's great, but this is what the market is telling us that you're worth, right? The property goes to auction. The reserve price is set. The buyers turn up and they're bidding. The property does not sell. It doesn't meet reserve. It does not meet the vendor's expectations. Now what?
Price, product, promotion. Price, product,
Price, product,
promotion.
promotion.
Price, product, promotion.
That's right. So, and here's the thing. So a vendor that says, well, I'll just wait. I'll just wait. Now, let's just look at this. Fair enough. And you can, because the options are you can meet the market or you can hold your property. So you have absolutely every right to hold your property.
Yep.
Every right to hold your property and hold it until when? Because we never know when the market's going up. So you have a look at the moment at what the real estate market's doing and you go, okay, we're looking at definitely those interest rates are going to come down, right? But that first 0.25 of, well, whatever it's going to be of interest rates coming down, does that mean the market instantly is going up?
Well, I think it's factored into the market already, but that's another topic. Like, I think people are already paying more because they know interest rates are going to come down.
Or are you waiting
Look,
post the election? Like there's always
whatever.
something going on, guys, in
Yeah.
the world that where a vendor says I'll wait and a buyer says I'll wait. There's always something
Yeah.
going on in the world. But the reality is this, if you can sell your property for where the market's at, the highest price that we negotiated for you, because this is an auction, right? We're not talking about private treaty at the moment. This auction scenario where all the best buyers in the marketplace were brought to the auction ring.
Yep.
And they all voted with their money.
Yep.
That was it. So wait, you know, what are you waiting for? You're waiting for the buy numbers were phenomenal. So are we waiting now for the unicorn to come flying through the door? You know, the other thing is at the moment it's a
So,
very
Lisa,
balanced
are you
market.
saying just reduce the price and sell it if you don't? If you're heartbroken after a failed sale, which is what today's topic is, what do you do next? You just reduce the price and sell it?
No, you don't reduce the price, Mark. It's not about that. The market spoke. The market spoke, right? And
Reduce
that's
it from
where it
what?
and that's where it ended up now, but reduce it from what? From the vendor's expectation. So that's what the vendor wanted, but
Yeah.
this is what the market said, guys. That's why we advertised it. That's why we took it out to the database. That's why it went onto our social media. This particular property was all over realestate.com and domain. So
The people
Mr. and Mrs.
voted.
Vendor, the people voted. The campaign did what it was set to do, right? And that was to generate inquiry, negotiate the highest possible price out of the market. And as I
Yeah.
said, if that doesn't work because you were expecting more, right? And in this situation, the vendor purchased already and got a good price on the property that they bought.
Yep.
Right? It's a very even playing field out in the real estate market at the moment.
Yep.
It's a
great
very,
level up.
very even playing field. And here's the thing, Mark. And I'm not talking about private treaty at the moment, guys. I'm just talking about this particular auction campaign. The market starts to say this. You've really got about a 1 week buffer there after an auction to pull the deal together. And then the market generally says one of two things. Oh, something's wrong with that property, or it's overpriced, because it starts to look like old bread on a shelf after a while. The
Yep.
buyers then want the shiny new toys that are coming onto the market,
Yep.
right? I'm talking very, very realistically, guys. That
Yep.
is the cold, hard truth.
Candidly.
So yeah, that honestly is the cold hard truth. So, you know, let again, they're the options. You look at the price, you look at the product, you look at the promotion. And a great agent is going to be very transparent with where they are hearing and seeing that market feedback. That's it. And so if there's a problem with the actual product itself, i.e., it's on a main road, or i.e. it's you know, next to a school. Some buyers love that, some buyers don't. That these things are going to have an effect on the price. You need to hear what the market has to say about that. That's
Yep.
the truth. They're the buyers. They're the market. What else have you got to say, Mark?
No, nothing much. Yeah, that's pretty good, Lise.
What else have we got to say on that topic?
Not much. No,
Not
I think
much.
you've pretty much covered everything really well, exceptionally well. You know,
Thank you.
there's a lot of passion there.
A lot of passion. But you
lot of
know, as I
passion.
said, guys, that is literally the cold hard truth about it.
Yes.
You know, a vendor always wants the most amount of money, and a buyer always wants to pay the least. Our job is to negotiate the most amount of money out of that market for you. But again, I can't reiterate what we are not are magicians. And so, at the end of the day, the vendor has those two choices.
Well,
Meet the
sometimes it's
market where
hard.
it's at. Sometimes it's the opposite, Mark. Sometimes
Sometimes
we
it's
get
hard
one
to
buy.
apply. Sometimes you cannot read the label on the bottle from inside of the bottle. Like sometimes it's hard to apply common sense to your own property. It's like you're so involved.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
look,
I get that as well. I get that as well.
there is an enormous. I had that conversation yesterday with a vendor. Like, I
Yeah.
think, I think, people think that as real estate agents we have no emotion. We don't care. It's just about the commission. That couldn't be further from the truth. Like,
Yep.
I literally think about my campaigns all day, every day. Where's this one at? What are we going to do? People's
Push, push, push.
situations. Oh my goodness. Like, we so recognize that there is an enormous amount of emotion there. We
Yeah.
so recognize it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why you've got to be extremely mindful when you're delivering this news to people, because there is an enormous amount of emotion involved. We understand that. You know, I get emotional about this stuff, clearly. But you know, as I
Very,
said,
very clearly, very clearly.
but at the end of the day, you know, the market does dictate the price. That is the bottom line. And into that equation, guys, it's important, if you're selling, that you need to have a good hard think about what the next step is when you sell your property. Because if you're going off to buy another property, the best time to do that is now, when the market is extremely even. It's an extremely balanced market at the moment. Everyone wants to be a seller when the market is roaring hot, but no one wants to be a buyer.
Ain't that the truth? Bottle that one up and give it out.
That's the truth.
Ain't
Yep,
that the
that's the
truth?
truth.
So,
Very even
bottom
playing
line,
field.
in summary, after today, heartbroken after a failed sale. Here's what to do next. You got some great sets and so passionate strategy that you've offered today, Lise, to everyone. But the bottom line is, it's get the price right, get the promotion right, get the product right, and keep hitting those things full circle if you're not sold.
Absolutely. And as I said, a great agent, if you have had a property deal that fell over or an auction that didn't sell, a great agent is going to come. They're going to hold your hand. They're going to say, it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Leave it with me. I have another strategy. I'm going to get you sold. That's what a great agent's going to do. Guys, if you need advice on this, please feel free to reach out. As I said, we've got a friend at the moment that we're helping through this stuff. Not in an area that we look after, but you know, we're here to help. If you need advice, reach out.
Lisa's really good. Even though this is probably one of my best friends, he still doesn't call me. He calls Lisa.
Maybe it's that passion and compassion. Mark, thanks for having me on this morning. I had to step in quickly. Mark,
You're a dynamo, Lise. Thank you very much for coming on today, and have a
pleasure.
great day.
I know Mark's like, can you quickly come on, do morning minutes? I was like, awesome. I got no makeup and the hair's not done, so I just whacked a cap on. And off we went. Put a bit of
You're a
lippy on.
legend.
Guys, have a great day.
All right,
Have a
guys.
great
Have a
day.
good day. Thanks, Lise. Cheers, everyone. Bye.
My pleasure.